Okay, so the topic that I am going to go over is Cuttlefish coloration, and specifically the cells that are what make them capable of changing colors. The resplendent color adaptations that cuttlefish possess have both applications to their behavioral survival, as well as applications to possible human biomimicry. So the cells that make it possible for the cuttlefish to change colors so rapidly, efficiently, and accurately are called chromatophores. The chromatophore structure are balloons of pigment that lie within the top layer of the skin in the dermis, and these granules of pigment inside of these balloons are connected to the nervous system, so the brain. And this is the automatic nervous system. So it reacts in times of high hormone-induced stress, as well as on purpose. So much like how we blink, we do it without thinking, but then we also have control over it. So this is much the same. The types of camouflage that the cuttlefish are able to utilize, and the three categories of camouflage that they have using these cells, are uniform or stippled, mottled, and then disruptive. So uniform and stipple is for blending into things like sand or open ocean, something very uniform. Mottled is what we see this little guy doing, which is for things like broken shells, rocks, still fairly uniform substrate. And then disruptive on the right, you would see an animal do if the area that they were in was highly contrasted. So things like coral, large rocks, boulders, plants, anything like that. Also, disruptive coloration is used if the animal is trying to break up its outline so that you can't really tell what it is. You can't tell where it starts and where it ends and where its head is or anything. So this adaptation also plays a huge part in their behavior. And so cephalopods, which is a fancy word for octopus and squid and cuttlefish, they will use their coloration a lot in terms of behavior. So what I mean by that is they will use it in communicating, in predation avoidance, as well as when they prey on other animals, and mating. So to avoid predators, the cuttlefish is able to mold itself to a lot of different substrates and its surroundings, which we see on the top. It can mold its body. And then what we see on the bottom is that it's very, very, very good at matching to the coloration that it's around. So pretty much just disappears. Now, if this did not work, if the animal knows still where the cuttlefish is, maybe it has a strong sense of smell or otherwise, the cuttlefish will resort to strobing. And so strobing is alarming and also very disorienting. And for a predator, they're not likely going to go after something that seems dangerous when it's strobing like this. Likewise, it can use strobing to very accurately confuse its prey, much like strobe lights today, pretty disorienting. In terms of mating, what we see here is the male on the right is showing the female on the left some male coloration. So those white stripes are male coloration. And then on the right, he's actually camouflaging himself using female coloration from any larger or more aggressive male that might be in the area. So this is really sneaky on his part. Females, likewise, are able to use coloration to send a message to males, indicating if they're receptive to mate at all in the first place. So a lot of communication happens through color. And then biomimicry, for humans, there was a study that was conducted this past year using electrically excited polymers, and what they want is to be able to apply this to clothing. So using electricity or pulses of any kind, what we see on the left, this picture, these bulbs are colored ink. They will change size, just like the chromatophore balloons, and so you could blend into any surrounding, which is really cool. Thanks for being interested in cuttlefish.